All right. The mighty return of Luenell. Fresh off her Netflix special.
I am. Thanks. What's up?
What's up? So glad to have you back.
Yeah.
So glad to have you back. It's been so long, not because we don't rock with each other, but we just both been really busy.
That's all it's been.
All it's been. We've been talking the
like
whole
this.
time.
Yeah.
Oh, let's do this. Oh, I can't do this date. Oh, what about no? I can't do that date. Finally, by the end of the year,
You're in New York. Whatever.
Exactly. But now we finally made it happen.
I'm here.
We have a lot to catch up on, but we can't go anywhere without starting with the whole Diddy situation. Now, you are infamous for you were like in an iHeart radio station, and you actually drew horns on a Diddy picture right there in the hallway.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that?
Well, number one, I was moved to do it. I was just going down the hall. Mm-hmm. There was a bunch of artists on the wall. The Diddy shit had just broke. And I walked past a picture of him and DJ Khaled. And I was like, I'm going to come back and do some graffiti. Because, it's New York. There's graffiti everywhere, shit. And so I asked for a Sharpie. I was provided with one. I asked for a Sharpie. And then I also asked how to get back to that picture because the hallways are full. I didn't know which way I came. So I was assisted in this, okay? No names being dropped. But I was assisted in the relocation of that picture. And I did it just because it was saying a lot without saying anything. Mm-hmm. And back in the day when we used to defile people's pictures, you black out their tooth or, do something with the horns and stuff. And his behavior, from what has been reported, is quite devilish. So that's what I just felt moved to do that, and I just did it.
Okay. Have you met Diddy at all?
Once.
Okay. So no relationship or anything else, nothing else like that?
No, I went to a Diddy party one time.
Any interesting stories from that party?
Lots, but nothing like that. I mean, just, like, you got Demi Moore. It's, it's lots of people, all white. I think one year he had the all white party here in LA. It may have been more than once. I was only privy to go one time, so.
Well, Cassie sued him for $30 million.
And got it.
Well, she got something, I'm sure substantial, but I have never seen a settlement this fast. I have never, my 15 years of covering the news, usually takes a few weeks, a month, 6 months, sometimes a year.
Hours, like next day.
He said, take that, take that, take that. Before she put the phone down, the money was in her account. I have never seen that. And the thing is, I feel like that makes him look way more guilty.
Exactly.
I know how settlements work. I mean, I've had lawsuits. I've settled. It is what it is. But never that fast. No. We'll drag it out. Get the number down, go back and forth. Like, at the end of the day, settling does not mean that you're guilty. It just means that you'd rather pay this amount rather than pay a potentially bigger amount by going to court.
Like Michael.
Yeah, like Michael. And he regrets ever doing that settlement, by the way. Because I remember I interviewed his lawyer. And Michael told him that was the worst mistake he ever made. People got in his ear and said, listen, just settle with this kid and it'll be over. You're going to make way more money. But it created a domino effect, which once again, in Diddy's case, has created a domino effect. I think 4 other women have stepped forward and claimed this and claimed that. I mean, have you heard stories? Have you, talked to people? Does this surprise you that this is happening?
Yeah, actually. I had not heard anything about anything like that. I'd heard about shady business practices. I'd heard about, the typical Biggie Pac rumor mill.
Yeah.
But I had not heard anything about Diddy's, alleged sexual exploits and abuse. I had not.
Well, the thing about this lawsuit was that it had so many interesting little details in it.
Like what, Vlad?
Well,
do tell.
Apparently, in the lawsuit, and a woman came forward who was a friend of Cassie's, who actually talked to Cassie about this particular situation.
I might have seen something about
They were called freak-offs.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So, according to the lawsuit, Diddy would ask Cassie to find
escorts or whatever.
Large, endowed men.
Big black dicks. Guys with big
BBCs,
black dicks.
With BBCs, so he could watch her have relations with these men while he pleasured himself. Now, there's a term for this.
What, cuckold?
Cuckold. There you go. Cuckold. Not my thing.
No.
Not my thing. It's never been my thing. You know,
It's
just not something. No, not really. No, not at all, actually. Never done it. Never plan on doing it. The fact that this potentially happened because there was, I guess, like a friend of Cassie's just did an interview recently. She was a producer or a songwriter, and she said something to the effect of Diddy wouldn't let her basically work on music unless she would do stuff like this for him. And yeah, all this is in the lawsuit, and it's now going to be a permanent part of Diddy's legacy.
Well, I have questions.
Yeah, what are your questions? Glasses come off.
Okay, so I don't, I have been taken advantage of in my life as well, right?
Yeah, we talked about that, yeah.
Okay, but I don't understand how anybody can make you do that. Like, are the doors locked? You can't leave. I know these people got big mansions. They're secluded. Sometimes you don't have good phone service. But I don't see how anybody can make you unless you've got, and this is no shaming on Cassie.
Yeah.
Or anybody in that situation. I just don't understand. I don't understand how somebody could, like, you could not make me fuck him. You.
Can't
and
do
you're
it.
bigger than me.
Yeah.
And all that. You could not make me fuck him without tearing up this entire fucking room.
Right.
That's just me.
Yeah.
You can't make me do that unless there's a gun involved. So I don't understand how that happens. And then they're around for months and months and months
Years.
and years and years.
They already
and
got
years.
like 8 years, I think.
And then you go out and this persona and you're smiling and you're on this person. Like, I just don't understand. I don't understand how that works. I don't get that.
Well, I talked to Boosie about this.
Oh,
And
Lord.
he feels that Cassie is either traumatized or she loved every minute.
With Cassie, it's either or. Either she was traumatized by what she been through.
Mm-hmm.
Either she was traumatized, she was sick and hurt, or she loved every minute of it.
One or the other.
Or both. Or neither. Maybe she just, I mean, you know, and then what happens to your family? You don't talk to your family or anybody in your family on any regular basis, and
Well-
you can't talk on the phone because the phones maybe are bugged, or I don't, you know, somebody would, my family knows my voice.
Right. Well, from what I understand, because people have spoken about this, her family, her parents would get involved when the abuse would happen, and Puffy would like buy him something or, you know,
Well,
kind
there
of
you
pay him
go.
off, and then they would leave for a while, and then at the end, then they would come back again.
Like
and then,
OJ and Nicole Brown Simpson's
Yes.
parents,
Yes.
because they knew too.
Right.
But he bought them chicken franchises and Cadillacs and shit.
And shit. Like
So you whoring your child out.
Pretty much. And, you know, look, is it a coincidence that she filed a lawsuit after marrying a personal trainer and no longer having the lifestyle that she was used to after all these years through most of her adult life? I think that's part of it. You gotta, you know, because she never pressed criminal charges against him.
I know, right.
It was a civil case, which means it's money. Now, you could say, no, I'm doing it to make things right. But if that's the case, sue for $1. You know what I'm saying? No, you're suing for $30 million. So money is definitely, no matter what you say, money is the focus of that lawsuit.
It is, and I think that also when people sue for that large amount of money, that's the only way they feel like maybe they can hurt that person is in their pocketbook or shame them. I don't know. I don't know.
Are they trying to hurt
anything.
them, or are they trying to pad their own pockets?
I don't know anything
Because
about
you could
this
hurt
type
people
of
all
world.
types of ways.
I don't know nothing about nothing like this. I don't know about the cuckolds. I know what they are. I don't fucking rooms with other people. Not since the 70s have I done that. And you can't make me fuck people. Even if you made me put his dick in my mouth, you can't make me suck it. I mean, I just don't understand. too much for Vlad TV?
A little too much, but
Oh,
go on.
sorry.
Go
Well,
on.
you have Boosie on here. The motherfucker,
Right.
not too much. But I don't understand that. Unless there was a gun involved, I don't understand. Even with the R. Kelly thing, I don't understand how you can't get out, won't get out, signal somebody, right on the window, throw a rock, help me, something. I don't get how you stay for years and years and years and years and years.
Yeah, I mean,
Behind some shit like that. I just don't get it. Somebody, I'm sure in the comments will explain it to me, but I don't understand. I don't live like, I don't know about that.
well, I mean, it turns into, psychological abuse, mental abuse.
But
and so
all
forth.
these motherfuckers are sick. First of all, pussy's just out of style. Nobody wants pussy no more. Everybody wants dick, even the men. Lots of them. Maybe not you, Vlad, but maybe not you. Team pussy.
Still team pussy, yes. Still team pussy.
It's like, has it always been this decadent and we didn't know? Or is this a new series of decadence that's going on in the world now? Was this always going on to this level? Because this shit is like out of hand with people. He abused me. But I also want to hear about the people who got abused like last week. Like, has everything got to be 10 years old before somebody come out and speak?
100 years old.
I told
Like
the
with Bill
day the
Cosby.
shit happened to me. The day I got raped, I told that day.
Did you press charges?
I tried to.
So you filed a police report?
We did.
Okay. See, to me, that holds a lot more water than coming back after 10, 20, 30 years, especially because all these lawsuits happened right around the same time because there was a New York law that was expiring at the end of November. Yeah. So it was like Bad Boy President Harve Pierre, Axl Rose, Marcellus Wiley, photographer Terry Richardson, Bill Cosby got sued again. It was like this huge list of people. Cuba Gooding Jr. got it again. Like, it was just everybody. And, like Puffy got sued like 4 more times. And there was like a girl who's like, I was 17 at the time, and I have pictures. Now, she has pictures at Puffy's studio.
First of all, my mouth is too big to hold it. All my friends would know if anybody had done. Right. Like I said, people know my voice. If I answer the phone a certain way, the next word I hear in my ear is my friend or relative saying, "What's wrong?" They could tell that easily from me. If I fucked a celebrity, if a celebrity raped me, somebody's gonna know that day. I'm telling that day.
Yeah.
That's probably why ain't nobody tried to fuck with me like that.
Well, I personally think that if it's serious, you should press charges. At the end of the day, some people feel that, it's true, it's not true, but I interviewed the Tupac rape accuser, Ayanna Jackson, and she broke down exactly what happened, and she pressed charges that same day. And she broke down. Now, some people say she's lying, she's not lying, whatever else, but there is a criminal complaint that happened, and there's witnesses, and I'm saying, like, that you could say whether she was with it, she wasn't with it, but something happened and she wasn't cool with it, and she went to the police. She went downstairs. She was disheveled. People from the hotel staff was approaching her, asking if she's okay, and she said no. They asked her what happened. The police were called. At the end of the day, something like that holds a lot more water than 10 years ago, 100 years ago, Bill Cosby raped me.
There's no way that I would hold it that long.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely no way.
And I never press charges, and I have no evidence.
No.
But I want that money.
Yeah.
Cut me a check. The other thing that bothers me a little bit about this, and a lot of people disagree with me on this, is that, for example, a lot of these lawsuits are by Jane Does. And some of these people who are getting sued, even in the midst of a lawsuit, don't know who the person is. Sometimes it's not even revealed to the person getting accused as to who they are.
That's bananas.
And it's because, like, based on the law, they're trying to protect this person because the other person is more powerful and they could do things to them. But to me, it's just unfair because you're putting this person publicly on blast. Mm-hmm. If you lose this lawsuit, if it gets thrown out, mm-hmm. or if you lose it in a court of law, you have no repercussions. You have a lawyer that's doing on contingency, so there's no money out your pocket. your identity's hidden. You go back to work like nothing's happened. This person has to hold this forever. So my whole thing is, if you're going to be a Jane Doe suing, the person you should be suing should be a John Doe as well. That's how I think you could fix it.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know nothing about this. This is not I don't know nothing about none of this. Cause I'm just a different type of chick. I'm telling, I'm suing immediately.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna know.
Yep.
I'm going on Instagram Live. I'm snitching. I'm telling.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
And I don't know how this works. So I guess you have to be in that. See, they're up in another hemisphere than regular folk too. They're very insulated. They can do what they want. They got people on payroll, and the people on payroll is guilty as everybody too.
Yeah.
Because that means that you done sold your soul to watch other people get taken advantage of, and you're aiding and abetting in that situation. So you're fucked up too.
Yeah, I mean, Puffy's lawyer, not Puffy's lawyers, Puffy's bodyguards, have come forward and was, one of them said, one of them, Roger Bonds, was actually listed in the paperwork of Cassie's lawsuit, and he came forward and said, yeah, it's true. And the only reason I'm saying now is because I had 4 daughters, but...
He had 4 daughters then.
He had 4 daughters then. So that's the argument. Like, well, if it was so bad, how come you kept working for this guy?
Yes,
And,
exactly.
That's ultimately the argument there.
Everybody involved in all the R. Kelly shit, all the cover-up boys, all the ticket bookers, all that shit, and everybody involved that aided and abetted in Diddy or anybody who does this, Epstein and all the motherfuckers, everybody's guilty. Everybody's guilty.
And now it's getting even crazier. Now there's rumors about T.D. Jakes being involved in these various situations and so forth. Not to say it's real.
No, listen.
I'm not saying it's real, but T.D. Jakes was trending the other day.
I know it. But
for a reason he didn't want to be trending for.
And I shook my head, not to say that's ridiculous. I shook my head to say, unfortunately, I don't put nothing past nobody no more.
There you go.
I just can't get shocked no more.
Yep.
I've been so disappointed in the people that I've looked up to and found out about their dirty, shady, fucked up ways.
Yep.
And I knew this before it ever started coming out in papers because, I know some people who spoke about it publicly and then they got persecuted. I'll tell you, okay.
Taraji P. Henson recently did an interview where she started to cry at one point about what she felt was low wages for her acting roles. She even said that she considered just leaving acting and finding a different career at one point. You know Taraji?
We have been in each other's company, yes.
Okay.
We both are in Think Like a Man, too.
Okay, right.
We made a movie.
You being an actress as well, what is your take on this?
I think every woman, especially ethnic women, Black, Latina, specifically, I think every woman in every field of every job is underpaid.
Okay.
I know that in comedy, the men oftentimes are making more money than the women because, number one, they can. Number two, they get on the golf course and circle jerk and smoke cigars and get together and make deals amongst each other. Women aren't there for that. Even if you're a buddy of theirs, they can do more shows because they are in fact men and they've got women home holding it down for them. So rather than do 4 shows in a weekend, maybe they can do 7, maybe they can do 12 or even 11 or whatever like that and make, more money, like I'm talking about in the clubs, than per se a woman who actually is probably alone because the men in the field always got somebody they can always get a girlfriend or a wife, but us women, we don't. Subsequently, the fact that we're getting underpaid makes, you talk about women, we got attitude and all this kind of stuff. You work just as hard, if not harder. And Taraji should be making Meryl Streep money. She should be. She's a great actress. She's done the Black Circuit movies, and then she's done some, Benjamin Button mainstream, she's done some great shit. She's a great fucking actress. Her, Angela Bassett, Cheryl Lee Ralph, they should be making the top dollar in accordance with some of these male actors and top white female actresses. Monique spoke on it.
Yeah.
You know, it was her delivery. It wasn't really what she was saying. What she was saying was correct. It's just her delivery, and people was just not feeling her at the time. But yeah, I think she has a point, and it's good to show the frustration because everything is not, a joke. Like this shit is serious. That's what we went on strike for, and everything is to get your money up. And if she worked just as hard as another male actor, then there's levels to the shit though,
Mm-hmm.
Like she may not make Denzel money, but she should definitely make, Pauly Shore money or whatever.
Well, I mean, according to the internet, has a net worth of about $12 million, which is not bad. It's a nice chunk of change.
That's still just a percentage of what she really made.
Right. But let me be the bad guy here, because I'm always approaching this from a business standpoint.
Okay.
Okay. You've done lots of movies. Before you do the movie, you negotiate a fee for your acting in that movie, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Once the acting is done, you get your check.
Mm-hmm.
Now, every deal is different.
And your residuals.
Right, you get residuals off the movie.
Yeah.
Right? So if the movie blows up.
Forever.
Yeah. If the movie blows up, you will get a piece of that movie. And depending on what you negotiate, that may be a big piece or it might be a small piece. Okay? Now, I run, a business where some of my guests get paid as well. Right? We work out an appearance fee. They come in, they do the interview, they get a check. If the interview does well, cool. But if it doesn't do well, they get their check. In all the years I've ever done business or seen business, I've seen people get upset because they got paid a certain amount of money and then the project does well and they felt, oh, well, I should have gotten more money. But I've never, ever seen someone say, wow, I got paid this amount and the project you worked on bombed and you lost money. Let me give you some of the money back because I've contributed to this loss of yours. Maybe my acting wasn't on point or whatever else. I've never seen an artist get signed to a label, bomb, and then give back their advance.
Well, you won't because that's unrealistic.
It's unrealistic, but I'm saying it can't go both ways. You can't complain that you didn't get as much when it does well, but then say, well, that's your problem when it does badly. And in comedy, I've seen comics that come and bomb and still get paid. Why did you get paid? But it doesn't matter if they bomb or not, as long as there's asses in the seats.
Right.
As long as they sell out that venue, It doesn't matter.
That's why even comics
those people may not come back and see them again.
get hired because they can fill the club.
They can fill the seats.
Now, whether the audience
if you
enjoy
fill
it
the
or not,
seats, I'm saying, well, but you get your money even before you fill the seats, right? I mean, do you ever do comedy shows that's based on the amount of people that show up after the fact?
Sometimes different.
Okay, sometimes it's a little different, but as a whole, if you have a guaranteed fee, if that project loses money, and let me tell you, I've done a lot of interviews that have lost money. Here's a big guest. I'm thinking it's going to do well. They do their job. They come in, they answer all the questions, whatever else. The interview ends up maybe getting 1 million views total. And once you count the appearance fee, the booking fee, the studio, the cameraman, the editing, I'm in the hole. Sometimes for 5 figures. I can't ask that person for some money back. I got to hold that.
You got to charge it to the game.
I got to charge it to the game. Do you know who doesn't complain about getting the short end of the stick?
Me.
The person who owes the stick.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is that for years, and I've argued with people, like the Hughes brothers and stuff like that. It's like, why do people, actors, directors, whatever, constantly complain that they're not getting paid what they feel they should get paid when they could do their own projects, and they've always been able to do their own projects? Michael Jai White, my friend, who just was on here, he said, okay, you don't want to hire me for action movies? I'll do that. I'll Johnny Black myself. I'll write it, direct it, get a few investors. Taraji doesn't know any millionaires that'll throw a little bit of money into a project that she wants to do. Seriously. It just annoys me because very few actors actually do their own films. And why is that? I have yet to hear a great explanation for this.
I can't tell you that.
There you go. Thank you. I've proven my point. Because
I'm not in that position.
Okay.
You know, if I was in that position, I'd be able to speak on that. I'm not in that position. I hope to be. You know, I do have ideas and projects that I want to do too. But like you say, it takes a lot.
Well,
and you know, you got to have dependable people. You got to pay this one, you got to pay that. Blah, 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 blah.
It takes a lot, but you could also do it for not a lot.
Yeah, you can.
You could film a whole film on your iPhone. You could call in, so many people. Like, you think that if you ask Katt Williams to do a couple of speaking roles in your upcoming film, he would charge you? Seriously.
I don't.
Yeah, he'll just show up because he's your friend. You know everybody. You could have 1 million cameos all for free. You could ask me to come, play a role. I'll just do it, just to be part of it.
Yeah, I'm not complaining though. I'm not one of the ones complaining.
You're not one of the ones complaining. Well, out of all the films you've done, what was the most you've ever gotten for a
Borat,
film?
no doubt. Straight
Borat.
up. No, not without question. Still to this day.
Can you say how much or no?
Oh, definitely over $1 million.
You got over $1 million for Borat?
Yeah, because the first check I ever got for Borat was $167,000 some odd dollars. The first one.
And it just kept coming.
And the movie's 15 years old.
Aha.
And I still get residuals in the 4 figures.
And you're not even the star of that movie.
No, but there was only 5 people to pay.
I got you. Right.
See?
But I'm sure, what was Borat's real name?
Sasha
Cohen.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Baron Cohen. I'm sure his check is nice.
Way more. What? Humongous.
Did he do that project himself or did he go through a big studio?
I don't remember. I think he probably did it himself.
Wasn't much to do. You know what I'm saying?
No, we had to go to Romania and shit.
Yeah, but I'm saying it wasn't a Marvel movie.
No.
There was no CGI.
But it was nominated for an Academy Award.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And here's an example of someone that said, I'll just do it myself.
Yeah, he had been doing his brand anyway, right?
Exactly.
And so.
Like, for example, Terrence Howard said he only got $12,000 for Hustle and Flow.
Well, at that time, what was that? How old is that movie now?
Like in the 90s, I think.
$12,000 then, and $12,000.
2005, sorry.
2005. 18 years ago.
Yeah, it was a good film. It was an independent film, though.
Yeah.
It had a total budget of $2.8 million.
Taraji once again.
Yes, Taraji once again, exactly. Annalise Neal, Paula J. Parker.
Anthony Anderson.
John Singleton had his hands in it. It cost $2.8 million and it made $23.5 million at the box office.
And by the way, sidebar, back when you was asking me about the wage disparity when we were talking about Taraji in the beginning, and I went off on this tangent about the men and the women and shit, that's because I had an edible and I got off track for a minute. Just want to let you know I acknowledge that.
All good.
I acknowledge that.
Yeah. Look, listen, there has never been a better time to create independent projects, whether it's video, movies,
I agree.
Music, whatever, plays, whatever else. Like, I remember when I first got into the video business, my first project was a documentary, Ghost Ride the Whip, right? Which you watched it, right?
About the Oakland?
About the hyphen movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone in Oakland watched it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Town business. So I remember I got $25,000 for that project, and I never saw a residual check ever in life. I think it was on Netflix at one point, and I think it was on BT at one point. And, their thing was like, oh, we haven't recouped yet.
I can top that.
How's that?
The movie that the Katt tour made, American Hustle, of his Pimp Chronicles tour, was me, Red Grant, Melanie Camacho, and Katt. Mm-hmm. The tour was so popular, we made a movie, American Hustle, right? It was about road tripping and doing comedy and ending up at the Ari Crown Theater in Chicago. Mm-hmm. We didn't get paid. I went to SAG to sue these motherfuckers. The company disbanded.
Right.
Everybody took their money and ran. We ain't seen them since.
Yeah.
And that movie was hugely popular. DVD sales and all that kind of stuff. We ain't got no money for that.
Now listen,
We're owed a lot of money for that.
I feel your pain. I worked my ass off on this documentary for like 4 months, like literally in the editing bay every night with my man David Wilson. Like literally, no, move this, move. Okay, we're gonna go shoot some more. Oh, fly over here to move this, that. Oh, it's a great project. 25 grand, never residual, ever. And at the time, I was launching VladTV on YouTube. There wasn't a lot of people on YouTube at the time, and I'm like, I'm just gonna focus on this. I'm just gonna do this because at least I know the accounting is gonna be straight. YouTube ain't gonna rob me on the accounting. And I'm not going to make a lot of money in the beginning, but I will own everything. And over time, I was like, what I'm making, I think is dope. And over time, it's going to become more and more valuable. And I was right. And to this day, I have not done any movies. I mean, I did the Boondocks. I get my little $1.50 residual check every so often. You know what I'm saying? I do little things here and there, but I've never really approached any of these Hollywood companies to do anything because I'm like, I'd rather just do it myself and own it and not complain that I'm not getting paid what I think I should be paid because I own it. And when people come to me and they want to use it, they got to pay. I don't license for anything for less than $10,000. You know what I'm saying? Well, if you don't like it, go somewhere else. I'm the only one that has it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's more than what you expected to pay. That's your problem. That's not mine. And really, that's what the studios have been doing this whole time. They've been just paying for everything and owning everything. And sometimes it does well, sometimes it does bad. But over time, as long as you have good projects with good people, they will make money and so forth. So I feel that everyone who's complaining that feels that it's unfair, I don't understand why they're not doing it themselves.
That's a very good question, a very good point.
Thank you.
Once again, I don't know anything about that because I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
I'm fine. You know, I'm fine with everything that's going on in my life right now.
But you also do stand up as well as acting. I feel like acting is probably secondary in terms of your overall revenue.
Yes, stand up for me is first, and probably theater for me would be second because of the audience interaction.
Yeah.
Then television I like third because we get rehearsal before we film. And movies is the last thing that I like to do because you got to show up and they start shooting like, well, help me, wait a minute, you know. And it'll take a year for a movie to come out. And it's just a drag.
Well, speaking of Hollywood, what I would say is the biggest up and coming star in Hollywood just got found guilty. Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, but
let's hear it.
There's the charges he was charged with and the things he got found guilty of.
Yes.
He did not get found guilty of, like, you know, beating up that woman. He got found guilty of, unintentionally fucking up her finger when he was trying to put her back in the car.
Yeah.
And then she ran through 5 boroughs chasing after this motherfucker.
Right.
But it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, if the word guilty is associated with him at all, that's what motherfuckers gonna run with.
Right. Well, he was found guilty on one count of reckless assault.
Reckless assault.
In the third degree, which is the lowest degree you could get, and a charge of harassment as a violation.
And she didn't get charged with nothing, huh?
She didn't get charged with nothing.
But
these are some really lightweight charges. He's facing up to a year, but I don't think he's going to get anything. He's probably going to get probation. But the bad side of all this was that Marvel dropped him faster than Diddy paid Cassie.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, you hear the announcement, guilty,
and they
Marvel is no longer using
They was ready to drop him. They had their finger on the fucking button.
Like, guilty. There you go. He got dropped quickly. And as someone who watches Marvel films, this is a major Marvel character. The new Ant-Man movie, he's the main villain. The new Loki series on Disney Plus, he is the main guy next to Loki.
Do you think that any of this hubbub would be going on if this was a black woman involved?
I think so. I think so. If she pressed charges and went through
have that conviction was because that big black man had his hands on that little white girl in the first place. Come on.
So you think that if he beat up, I don't know, Naomi Campbell, that people would just be like, that's just
if
okay.
He beat her up in the same way that they say he
Right.
beat the white woman up, no, it wouldn't even be a news article. Because that was nothing. He didn't beat her up.
He didn't beat her up.
Right. If he broke Naomi Campbell's finger, would that be newsworthy?
Listen,
the
charges are weak. The charges are weak.
It's because society. Do you know about the jury? Google the fucking jury.
Let's see.
One black woman, no black men.
Can't find the jury.
Okay,
but I believe you if you're saying it's one black woman,
no black men.
But you know something? The black woman, if she had said not guilty on all counts, it'd be a hung jury. So she went along with those charges.
Yeah, she did.
Right?
She didn't like it either.
A hung jury is
she
one
didn't
person.
Like it either. She
one
didn't like
person.
It either. It
one
wasn't
person
just the
saying,
white people. The black woman didn't like him be with that white girl either.
Oh, that's what it
Let's
was?
keep it a buck. Come on.
I mean, listen, he was pleading. I mean, I guess there was another incident that happened like a year before, and he was like pleading with her not to go to the hospital and stuff like that. You know, listen, I had Ari Spears here the other day. He said, you know, a white woman going to the hospital over getting beaten up by a black man in America is a dangerous situation.
Yeah, I could understand him not wanting her to go to the hospital. Because, you know, as the story still goes, historically, you know, black men with white women can lead to, you know, a dangerous situation for you because of the society we live in. You know, and on top of that, a successful black man with money, they're not sad to see your downfall.
Yeah, can be fatal.
Could be fatal.
Or it could burn your town down. Tulsa.
Yeah. Emmett Till.
All that.
There was some funny aspects of this trial. The whole trying to get this white girl to act like Michelle Obama, Coretta Scott King.
Well, yeah, he's delusional. He's crazy. Now, I'm going to say that. Now, he is crazy. You know, he didn't beat up that girl, but he is still crazy, you know, because what that mean?
Yeah, I have no idea.
You saying that to her?
Yes. He was saying that to her.
Right.
He said, I'm a
how's
king.
She gonna be like that?
To...
How's she going to be like that?
I have
like
no
those
idea.
Queens. So he's crazy.
She needs to do her Googles, I guess.
When you got, they tell these white girls anything.
Yeah, I mean, look, I can't name a hotter actor than Jonathan Majors right now. You know, Michael B. Jordan had a run, and, you know, I think he's kind of settled into his position in Hollywood. But in terms of someone, you know, with a trajectory, I mean, look, there's very few actors that were on this trajectory that Jonathan Majors is on. And it's really kind of, as a fan of his work, it is a little upsetting knowing that he's going to have to be recast. You know, Kang the Conqueror, they're going to have to find like John Boyega or somebody to like redo it. But
they really shouldn't. They really should just let him do the movie now.
They should let him do it. And the charges are so slight.
Exactly. Like, why ruin this man's career?
Remember that video of him running from her for like 3 blocks or something? Yes, it's like he's running away from her.
Yes.
But he's getting charged.
They charged the brother on the dock too. You know, the brother that the white boys. They charged him too.
You're right.
And then charged the white boys.
No, they got charged. The white boys got charged too. A bunch of people got charged.
Did they go to jail?
Someone went a little bit of jail time. No one really, no one got shot. You know what I'm saying? There was no aggravated injuries.
I don't give a fuck. If you're going to take this man to task for a little white girl's little fucking finger, and you're going to come at a grown-ass man, an elder, with a boat full of black people coming at you,
hey,
you know, you deserve to go to jail because you're clearly insane and alcohol's taking over your brain.
I feel you.
The fuck?
Your homegirl, Tiffany Haddish, has pleaded non-guilty to DUI. She fell asleep, I guess, behind the wheel. You know anything about this?
Just what I read.
You guys are friends, though. When we interviewed Tiffany Haddish, that was your interview.
Mm-hmm.
You did it. Do you think there's a big deal over this? A DUI? Does anyone really care?
I think DUIs are always a big deal. They're very costly, very embarrassing, and very dangerous for all involved.
Have you ever caught one?
Never.
Never. Me neither. Me neither. I hope she pulls through it. I hope it's not a big deal, in terms of her. But
I'm sure she will.
she's doing well.
She's,
Yeah. I just saw, what was that movie? Back on the Strip.
Yeah. Did you like it?
I did like it.
I really
My man
liked her in
Faizan.
The Kitchen. Did you see The Kitchen?
The Kitchen?
Yeah, she was
No.
really good in that.
No, I haven't seen it.
Mhm.
But Back on the Strip was pretty cool. My man Faizan Love is in it. You know what I mean? He had his shirt off like usual.
He's bolder than I am.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're not going to have your shirt off? Well, but hold on, you have OnlyFans.
As of December 31st, shut down.
So we got a couple more days to...
It's now or never.
Now or never. Run on over to that laptop.
Yeah, no.
If you want to see some Lunell on
I'm still
OnlyFans.
accepting payments until December 31st.
Okay. How'd you do with it?
Very well.
Very well. Why are you stopping it?
Because it's not the way the pictures even came about was all a fluke. I never really had a photo shoot, busting it open or nothing like that.
Yeah.
And I don't think I would let anybody shoot me like that. But, there's some sex pictures because we took some pictures having sex. That's the only reason I even had any content besides. I had a photo shoot with my feet, a lot of foot stuff.
Okay, hold on. I didn't know all this. So I'm not a member of your OnlyFans,
Sure
unfortunately.
you're not.
So there's actual sex videos or pictures?
No videos. A couple of pictures.
Of you having sex
Mm-hmm.
with a male?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A young one.
A young one?
Not that young.
Youngish.
Younger than me.
Okay. Because, I just watched your comedy special this morning. And apparently you got hoes in different area codes. Right?
That's what the special says.
That's what the special says. And, you start going into all the different places you've had sex.
Oh, yeah, that's all true.
All of it.
Yeah.
Kitchen table.
That's why I don't forget it.
Under the
it's all
counter,
true, yeah.
under a ping pong table.
Hey, it was the 70s, the 80s.
On a shag rug,
I
on
was
a regular
thin,
rug.
I was hot in the ass, as your grandma and them used to say, all hot in the ass. And it was, this was before AIDS and before crack.
Right.
So
you can
yeah,
just do
a lot
anything.
of fucking going on.
Pregnancy is the worst that'll happen. Maybe.
Yeah, and that didn't happen either. So I was good.
There you go. There you
In
go.
them
Okay,
streets.
so your OnlyFans, you did very well with it,
Mm-hmm.
but now you're stopping.
Mm-hmm. It's not my motivation. I make more money doing stand-up than I did in OnlyFans, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't have to. And I can't talk shit about people that do if I do it. And I do talk shit about people that do some things. And, it's enough. My daughter and I, we, have discussed it and all that stuff.
Oh,
And
did she have a problem with it?
nah, she didn't have a problem with it.
Right.
She don't want it, but she ain't got a problem with it.
Right. I mean, because you've also done like the Fenty
Oh, yeah, but
modeling
that was
thing.
just lingerie.
That was
And that
lingerie.
was for Rihanna.
Exactly.
So if it wasn't for Rihanna, I wouldn't have done that either.
Mm.
I'm not like super body positive and everything. I just, you get into a situation, you got to deliver. She said, let's do it. And I was like, oh, okay.
It's Rihanna.
Hit
You gonna say
them
no to
angles.
Rihanna?
Yeah, it's Rihanna. Shit,
Exactly.
the fuck?
I'll say yes to Rihanna. If she wanted me to do
And
a
she paid
lingerie
very
shoot,
well.
I'd probably
She
do it
paid
too.
very, very well as well.
I'm sure she did. It's Rihanna.
Yeah,
What is she, a billionaire at this point?
at this point.
Kanye's back. And he did a show where he previewed his album wearing a black Ku Klux Klan hood. You saw that? Let me just say this. Just because you make something doesn't mean it's art. I know he's thinking, ooh, look, I'm going to wear a Klan hood, but it's going to be black.
In front of my child.
In front of my child. With other black
And
men on
everybody,
stage
and
with me.
everybody, yeah.
Yeah,
And it's going to go viral.
it's going to go viral. And Playboy Cardi's going to take a picture with me while I'm wearing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be damned if I take a picture with someone wearing a Klan hood. I'll be damned. And honestly, you're a sucker if you took a picture with Kanye wearing that dumb shit.
Well, that's not the only sucker shit he's done, but
He's done a lot of sucker shit.
he's a cult leader.
Yeah.
And he's a narcissist.
Yeah.
And he's an artist.
Yeah.
And he's a father. He's complicated.
He's got
Gay
four,
is complicated.
got 4 kids. All mixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. How about that?
it's interesting how people just forget stuff. You could say the most foul, horrible things about blacks, Jews, whoever. Yeah. At the time, everyone gets upset, and you may lose some things, but then
you go back and buy the album or buy the concert, or
then everyone goes back to his shows.
That shit on Instagram. You still right there in the mosh pit with the motherfucker.
Yeah, it's people just have short memories.
No, and they don't care.
Yeah,
They don't care. Nobody's trying to shut his livelihood down. If he would just shut the fuck up and make music and sit down and get his little backpack back and be the Kanye that we knew in the beginning, everybody would be welcome to see that Kanye back. It's all this stunt, all this other shit. Sometimes he got points, he's just radical and he's just crazed, He's like a weird, like Basquiat type motherfucker, He's just in his world and in his head. And we just want him to do music. Just do music and leave all this other shit alone. But we can't forget what you did do, though.
Well, I wonder if he was from the South, because he's from Chicago. I wonder if he was from the South, would he put on a Klan hood?
No, I wonder if Donda was alive, would he do any of this shit?
Oh, yeah, she would lose it.
No, he wouldn't be doing it.
He wouldn't be doing it.
Because that's when he lost his mind.
Yeah, pretty much.
I saw the documentary. Nobody on this earth could love Kanye like his mother did.
Oh, she adored him.
She was his no way.
number 1, 2, 3, and 4
kids
fan.
Can't love him like she loved him. It was palpable, the love.
Yes.
Watching the documentary, I was like, she adores him, and he could do no wrong. She was there to cheer him on. I get emotional just talking about her because that is a mother's support.
Yeah.
And he'll never find that again. And that's, how do you live without that?
I mean, I don't know what his relationship was with Kim. I've never been around the two of them together. I mean, I've been around Kanye before. I've interviewed Kanye way back in the day. I think it's hard to stay with a person when they have just very erratic behavior on a daily basis.
And it's also hard to stay with a person who lives in a reality show.
Yeah.
That as well.
You mean her?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
He's no walk in the park, but the fuck she ain't either.
No, both of them. And the mom, you throw that into the equation.
You're marrying all these bitches when you marry one.
You do.
And here come all the goddamn kids too.
Right. I never want to do reality TV. I've always turned down any reality, anything. I'll do little cameos here and there, but in general, I don't want to open up my life. I mean, I'm just private in general.
I've shot shit, and I knew from shooting shit in my home that I didn't want no cameras in my home.
There you go.
They always leave some tape. I always feel like they left a camera that they're bugged, that they done planted some shit in my house. I was like, nah, I have to use a fake house if I were to do a reality show.
Yeah, like a fake MTV Cribs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cardi B and Offset seem to have broken up, and Cardi let him have it on Instagram Live. Did you listen to that?
Yeah, it broke my heart.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be broke up. And I don't understand. I don't get it. Why did you get married if you still wanted to fuck around? Why didn't you just, why do you marry somebody? Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck are you doing? You done got the dream girl that, you got the best girl in the world. And then what else is it? What is it about these hoes that can pull you out your whole ass marriage? Cardi could be out there throwing them legs over for anybody she wants to as well. And I guarantee you, Offset wouldn't be so forgiving. Don't forget they done broke up before, and it's always been nasty and hurtful. Should have wrote songs about this shit.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of rooting for that couple.
Me too.
I've interviewed both of them actually before.
Yeah, I like them both.
Yeah. It's sad though, because I just feel like what goes on in your house with your significant other, you should just try to keep it there whenever possible. To do this whole tirade on Instagram Live that is going to go all over the world, is going to be a permanent part of your story. I just don't see what healing
I know
comes
what you're saying.
from venting to the world.
She said that she be trying to talk to him, and he thinks everything's a fucking joke. He don't pay no attention to what the fuck she's saying. A bitch got a breaking point. I would rather her go on Instagram Live than stab the motherfucker, because the way she sounded, she could have stabbed the motherfucker, you know, if you'd have walked in right then. You know, people's feelings are not to be played with, especially women in her position. You know, you got too much to lose with a motherfucker like your business and your pride. If it wasn't, even if she didn't have the breakdown, one of them hoes was probably about to drop pretty soon. And you know, everybody always trying to break somebody up and get their little 5 minutes of fame. And we don't know if he confessed or if she caught him or if the hoe got in touch with her. We don't know how she found out again. But, you know, just why? Why are you doing that, Offset? Shit.
I don't know. I just think men are going to be men.
Or men are going to be bitches.
I mean, however you want to say it. However you want to say it.
You know, there's a lot of this. I don't mean bitch in the word bitch, but I mean bitch like sexually.
Listen.
Men are becoming that too.
I mean, my whole life I've heard the term, show me a beautiful woman and I'll show you a man who's tired of fucking her.
What does that mean?
I'm telling you.
What does that mean?
What it means is, how should I phrase this?
Tell me.
I think that just because you have someone that looks good on paper, that the whole world...
A trophy.
You know, like a trophy. Yeah, just because you have a trophy does not mean that's really the person for you.
Then why did you marry them?
Because people like trophies, unfortunately.
People collect trophies.
People collect trophies. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has their fantasy, but at some point the fantasy breaks down and you have a person that you have to deal with. And that person has attitude, they have temper, they have mental issues, they have past trauma, they have trust issues. You know, they may or may not be that intelligent. They may not be, you know, they might be lazy. You know what I'm saying?
Which is exactly why I will never get married again.
So you've been married.
I've been married.
Wait, now, you brought your husband at one point.
Maybe I did. Yeah, I think I did.
To one of our interviews.
Yes.
So you're not married to him anymore?
No, I wasn't married to him then when I brought him.
Oh, you guys were just...
We've been married, unmarried for a long time. But we still hang out. We still like each other. He still calls me his wife. I still call him my husband.
That's nice, actually.
Yeah.
But you guys got divorced when?
Like 9 years ago.
Huh, so I knew you while you were married then, and after you... Like, what was the final straw for you? Or for him?
He left the marriage, abandoned the marriage, and went to go visit family and didn't come back for 11 years. I went on a drug tirade and everything just went to shit.
So it was drugs?
Yeah, basically. And, you know, or maybe just not wanting to be married after being married and wanting to go back to his comfort zone or whatever, miss kids, whatever like that, which was Portland.
Huh.
It ain't like I miss Chicago, you know what I mean?
Okay, well, your daughter is not with him or with him?
No, my daughter is not my husband's child.
Exactly. Now, he has kids from a previous relationship.
Yeah.
So you guys both have kids. You guys are like a blended family, I guess. However you want to call it.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah. No, it is.
Yeah, it's totally normal these days.
Girls and they love me.
Right. So
still.
Exactly. But it's not like you guys had a small child that was kind of keeping you guys together. You guys were together because you wanted to be together. And at one point, you just couldn't be together anymore.
Right.
And it was the drugs. I mean, drugs, with me, drugs have always been like just a non-negotiable part. If you're on drugs, it's over.
Well, I was on drugs too when we first met.
Okay.
But 2 weeks after meeting him, I didn't do drugs no more. I didn't 2 weeks after meeting my husband, I didn't do no more cocaine.
Okay.
And, it's been 20-some years ago. But I did not know, because we got married in like 90 days. I did not know that he had a previous drug history. And then opportunity, this was Oakland and the shit was rampant.
Yeah.
And I'm out of town a lot and he's home a lot and, people started coming over and shit. And then boom, everything went to shit. But, you know, and he's in very, very poor health now. Very, very, very poor
I
health.
think you told me that last time also.
Mhm. So there's that.
Yeah.
It's a sad way it turned out, but I'm not saying, when I say I'm never getting married again, it's not because I don't want to be in love again. I just don't feel the need to have somebody in my space every day. Some days I just want to lay in bed and fart and not be bothered, really unbothered. And I don't want to be, you know, I don't need nobody like right there. Like, now what do I do? If I just don't need it in my house. Come visit, lay up, let's kick it for the weekend.
Yeah.
Maybe even a week. But by then, you need to have somewhere to go and let me regroup and rejudge for the next visit.
Yeah, TK Kirkland's the same way. You know, he has his own place. Now a woman can come over, he can go to her place, but then at one point he's going back to his own house.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
I will never, ever, 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 ever get married again.
Okay. I respect it.
But, you know, I'm not a player. I just crush a lot.
And actually, you just bought a new house recently.
I did.
In April.
Yes.
In Las Vegas.
Yes.
Now, have you owned houses before?
In L.A.
Okay, so you own your house in L.A.
Yeah.
But this is a nicer house than the L.A. house?
Way
nicer.
Yeah.
Because your house in L.A. is in South Central, right?
Mm-hmm. Crenshaw and Slauson.
Exactly.
Which is, I still got a nice house there.
Right.
I'm there tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Comfortable, lovely, been there 15 years.
Right.
But
Vegas
the house in Vegas is
nice,
on
nice.
Another level. Yeah, it's a sick, beautiful blessing.
Well, I remember seeing the pictures. You were like, I got my house. Like, you're all super happy. And I'm like, oh.
Gated community. I didn't expect that.
Oh, gated community.
Yes.
Oh, that's the best shit ever.
Swimming pool. Didn't expect that. You know, multiple levels. Didn't expect any of that. It's just wild the way that it happened. But the Lord blessed me like that, and it's great. Because me alone, no fish, no pet, no dog, nothing, do not need all this room of this house. I bought this house because Nipsey Hussle put me onto generational wealth. I was late in the game. I do not want to lose this property in the family. It could be my daughters. I have a large family. People come to visit and stuff like that. I got nieces and nephews, and I got room for them. And I've always dreamt of having a house big enough for my nieces and nephews to come, not their parents, not my siblings, them, my nieces and nephews, to come and be able to flop around, lay around at Auntie's house.
Love it.
And I really, 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 really am enjoying it.
Love it. Love it. Well, what's your take on the whole Keke Palmer, Darius Jackson breakup? So she got a restraining order on him for domestic violence. There's even some pictures from their camera in their house that got released. Never have cameras in your house, by the way. Never, ever have cameras in your house.
I got cameras in my house.
You got cameras in Well, if you live alone, that's cool.
Yeah.
But if you live with someone, having cameras in your house is just a bad
I'm
idea.
not never living with no one again.
There you go. But then he filed a restraining order against her.
Well, what did the pictures show? You said
yeah, there were some pictures of them kind of tussling, you know, but then he was saying how she hit him, and there's text messages of her admitting that she hit him, and she called his phone like 200 times, and it's a whole mess. But the question is this all Usher's fault?
What, because of the when you were to Vegas?
Is this all Usher's fault?
No, it's not Usher's fault at all.
Okay.
It's, you know, he overreacted. What do you think bitches do when they come to Vegas? It's Vegas. Now, if she was grinding on Usher in Pennsylvania, that might be inappropriate.
But Vegas, it's okay.
That's what the fuck.
You can put your ass on a dude's
Blame it on
crotch
alcohol.
in
What
Vegas.
you think we doing in Vegas? That's what we be doing.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people got on him because he kind of called her out for that video, but...
Once again, the internet. What's going on in your house? If he was mad at her, why you didn't talk to him when she got home?
But what she did was public as well.
Right, but she didn't say anything. There was video of her, and she didn't film herself. Other people videoed her having a good time like bitches do in Vegas. He got swole up. But he reacted like a bitch, once again, with the social media. If you're a man, address the shit with your woman when the fuck she get home. Mm-hmm. We didn't need to know how mad you was or calling her out, and that's a slander. Could she sue him? I'd sue that bitch.
I mean, me and D.L. Hughley had a whole conversation about this. And at the end of the day, the way he feels is that if you're a man and the woman is making all the money, you can't say shit. If you want to say something, you need a vagina.
She pays all the fucking bills.
Yeah.
You got mad she went to Usher concert and you ain't even un-Usher. What the fuck are you talking about? Like,
He's an
Like
usher
he-
at the Usher concert.
here's the thing. He came back and said, I have morals and standards. What you don't have, young man, is a W-2. Like, if you want to stay home and raise your children and not bring any money to the house and still talk a lot of shit, you're going to have to get you a vagina.
That's not true. Because even if I'm making all the money, my man do have some say-so in my life, or he would not be my man. I do have a level of respect for him, no matter what the income is. You know what I'm saying? If you bet bold enough for me to want you to be with me and I make the money, that's just a sidebar. I still am gonna respect you, because if I didn't respect you, you wouldn't be with me. So I'm saying that she might have respected what he said too, had he said it to her when the fuck she got home. He went like this.
Yeah.
Right. So that's, now you got people in your business.
I mean, with your ex-husband, you made more money than him?
Yeah. But not at first. Because at first when we got together, it was back a month before 9/11. I wasn't doing all this traveling. I wasn't this popular then. I was popular and I made money, but it was local. I wasn't flying around, stuff like that. But he was an electrician. And he would work sometimes when I didn't have no gigs, 20-something years ago. So I can't say the whole time that I made more money than him.
Well, at the point that you started to make more money than him,
Mhm.
did the relationship shift?
No,
Not at all.
no.
Okay, I believe you.
Mm-mm.
I believe you.
No, we were great. When it was good, it was really good. He was a great guy.
It was the drugs that really
It was the drugs
yeah. That's
and
too
the
bad.
absence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since our last interview, Keefe D has been arrested for the murder of Tupac.
Had a little something to do with that, huh?
My interview played a role.
I remember the interview when it first dropped.
Yeah, it was big.
And I was like, this motherfucker's singing like a bird. Like, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Why you put, but I guess he felt he had this deal that he could talk about her or something like that and would get some kind of,
Yeah, well, he wrote a book also.
yeah.
The interview was based on the book.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, his deal, which is known as a proffer agreement, did give him immunity, but just during that time. If he chose to retell the story, there is no lifetime universal immunity. So
I don't think he read the fine print.
I don't think he read the fine print. Exactly. And, there was a lot of people, listen, I joke around a little bit and say, oh, I solved the Tupac murder, because I felt back then that was the whole story. And, it got on the radar of Las Vegas PD, along with the other interviews that he did.
Yeah, but it should have, because he was singing like a bird.
Well, he put himself into
car.
a major crime,
Right.
into a murder of the most popular person on earth, essentially.
Yeah.
Did you ever meet Tupac?
No.
Boo.
One of the big regrets of my life.
You never came by Soul Beat? Him and
He
Digital
did,
Underground?
but it wasn't with me.
Boo.
I know,
Boo.
and I know everybody else in Digital Underground, but I
Yeah,
didn't,
rest in peace,
didn't know.
Shock G. I think he died since our last
He
interview.
did.
But now he is facing murder charges. His trial, I think, is pushed back to June. There's rumors that he got beat up in prison, in jail. I'm not sure if that's true or
Already?
not. I mean, he's 61 years old. But what he's saying now is that everything he said in these interviews in his book was just for entertainment purposes only.
Like OJ's book, If I Did
Yeah,
It?
if I did it. Right. I read that book, by the way. I was actually supposed to do an OJ interview at one point. We just couldn't figure out the terms.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, they
I
wanted...
would love to see that.
Yeah, it was going to be for $100,000. And we were going to touch on the murder case, but not really dig too deep into it. It was going to be mostly about
That's a shame, because you're a good digger
oh
deeper.
yeah, I'm a digger. Call me Dig Dug. Those my age, they know what that is. And it was, but it seemed like everyone was with it. It was going to happen. And then the guy that was in charge of handling it was like, I want all the money in cash before he walks in the room. And I'm like, hell no. I
He's
ain't doing
still
that
trying
shit.
to extort motherfuckers.
Fuck out of here.
He
I ain't
didn't-
doing that
didn't
dumb
get-
shit. He owes, what, $10 million to the Brown
Like
family?
a dope deal. It's like a dope deal.
Yeah, I said, I'll pay you half up front and half at the end. He said, no, we need the whole thing up front. I'm like, so he can just take the money and drive off, and I can't do nothing about it. And he owes millions to his own kids. I said, I ain't doing that dumb shit. So it never happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So it
I
is
mean,
what
under
it
them
is.
terms, I get it.
But you being from Oakland and Tupac, although he didn't move around, I felt like Oakland was his real home.
Well, he felt that way too.
He felt
It's
that way as
stated.
well.
Yeah.
Exactly. Do you feel any sense of closure over this arrest?
A little bit. A
Hmm.
little bit. You know, it ain't gonna bring Pac back. I feel a little bit of closure, but not completely. It won't bring Pac back.
Right.
Orlando's already dead, so we can't
Yes.
do nothing to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Keefe's the last living person in that car.
Yeah, and I think for the reason that he ran his mouth so much, he's getting what he deserved. You know, because if I had gotten away with that, I wouldn't still be talking about it, writing books. Do he look like an author to you? If this hadn't happened, you think he had a book in him that he was going to write anyway? So just explain
Well,
the
he had
fucking
a
situation.
co-writer.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I feel
Keefe D probably wouldn't have wrote a book
Yeah.
in his life
if it wasn't for this.
Exactly.
Yeah, and honestly, had he not said anything, there was nothing that he could be charged with.
That's right.
He got away with it, essentially.
Right. That's
And-
what I'm saying.
And at the time, he was also facing a life sentence for PCP and cocaine distribution, which he walked away from as well because of admitting to this. So he
Oh, yeah.
dodged multiple bullets. But, man, clout is a hell of a drug.
It is. And that's what it was. He was getting this little, you know, he was bragging. He was bragging. And for that reason, he deserved what he get, you know.
Right.
Don't brag on this shit, man. This was the worst.
Well, and he was living in Vegas at the time,
Yeah.
which is where Pac got killed.
Right. On Koval.
Yeah. Like, you're basically around the police officers who ultimately arrested you.
Yeah.
So it's wild. I didn't expect it to happen. Honestly, I was like, well,
I was tickled to death that it did, though. Because it always kills me, people who do shit and you think you done got away with it. You done lived a life. And then one day. I mean, it happened to me, so.
well, the wheels of justice turn slowly. So you think you got away with it.
You think you do, but it's
And
never
then
too
the
late to
time
get got.
passes and you forget about
That's
it.
right.
You push your luck maybe a few more times.
You go to get some gas in the car one day and you
Then boom.
never go home
You
again.
never come home again. Yeah, I mean, because at this point, anything he gets is probably going to be a life sentence.
It's
At 61
over.
years old?
It's all over.
He's in bad health. Yeah. Yeah, it's too bad. I mean,
So somebody should suffer for it. So why not him? Somebody should suffer for this.
well, speaking of Tupac, Jada Pinkett went on an epic run. Do you know Jada at all?
No.
Do you know Will?
No.
Okay. When she went on this run saying that Pac wanted to marry her.
Oh, yes.
Threw, Chris Rock under the bus.
That dick must have been incredible because that bitch ain't been right since.
Well, apparently they never had sex. I don't know.
Well, if she did not have sex with him, she needed to take the sign down because everything, points to, I would love, who's in love. I understand you can have spiritual connection with somebody, but I think they might have fucked a little bit.
Maybe a little bit. The fact that Will has to hear this over and over
Over
again.
and over and over and over.
Over and over again. And yeah, I mean it's wild. She talked about how the Will slapping
And the kids know. The kids know.
Yeah, the kids are old enough. No, she said that Will slapping Chris Rock actually brought their marriage closer together.
Yeah.
And they weren't actually married at the time. They were separated, and I don't know. I mean, DL something said something in our last interview. He said,
He's so smart, that deal.
I love DL. Because remember, Chris Rock, well, she said that Chris Rock asked her out because she thought that her and Will were divorced.
Right.
And kind of implying the slap has something to do with that. And DL said, so you slapped the guy who wanted to fuck your wife, but didn't slap the guy who was fucking your wife. August Alsina.
Here's the thing. So allegedly, according to her,
Yeah.
Will got upset that Chris asked her out, right?
Yeah, which is understandable.
Right.
Yeah.
But you didn't hit the dude that actually fucked your old lady.
August Alsina.
Yeah, you didn't do that. Like you mad at the dude that got rejected. You whooped the dude ass who lost.
Who got rejected.
But not the dude ass who won. That doesn't make fucking sense. You whooped the dude ass who she said no to, but that's why I don't know that I believe this.
I don't get it, man. This is some weird Illuminati. I don't know. And then the rumors of Will Smith being gay and having gay relations with who was it with?
Diddy.
I know, right? Hold on. So apparently Will's assistant, which I don't know if this is true or not. I mean, the whole thing sounds fishy because the same guy tried to do an interview on my platform and I said no. But he claims he saw Will Smith with Dwayne Martin.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I know nothing about this. This is crazy.
I mean, well, you should interview Tisha.
Tisha Campbell, who was married to Dwayne Smith. That'd be an interesting interview.
Wouldn't it?
It would. You know her?
I do.
All right. Let's make some phone calls.
I don't know. But, I mean, you know, and then there's, you know, what would be said and what wouldn't be said. But, you know, I heard more rumors about Dwayne than Will.
Oh, you heard rumors about Dwayne? Oh. I heard some rumors about Will and Jada, which I won't mention because I'll get sued. But I've heard some rumors. I don't know. I mean, people like to say whatever happens behind closed doors is nobody's business, but when you're a public figure, it is everyone's business.
No, because if you kept it behind closed doors, nobody would know. Therefore, it wouldn't be nobody's business. They bring shit from out the bedroom. That's how we know any goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know what I do in the bed. I don't care what my OnlyFans looks like.
Your new Netflix special, Town Business, filmed in Oakland.
Yes.
I remember at the end, you were doing all the little shout outs.
Yeah.
I remember Dorsey's Locker. That was a spot
Sweet
I've been
Jimmy's
to before.
and
Sweet Jimmy's.
Jeffries, yeah.
You know, it was cool. What club was it done in Oakland?
Yoshi.
Yoshi's. Oh, okay. Jack London Square, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a fly spot.
Yeah.
Okay. Number one, why was it so short?
I don't know. That's what they did. That was a Netflix thing. I thought it would be an hour. I was told pretty close to taping that it was going to be 30 minutes. But first of all, this was my first opportunity. If that's what the fuck they said. If they had said do 3 hours, I could have done that. We chopped it down. I had to take my hour that I've been doing on the road and pick out the best parts, which the whole hour is always the best. But pick out the best parts and try to condense that into that time. That was a network decision. I ain't had nothing to do with that. I wasn't paid like it was 32 minutes, though.
Dave Chappelle hooked that up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
He produced it.
Was that the most you've ever gotten paid to do stand-up?
Yes.
Love it.
At once?
At once. Yeah. Love it.
For sure.
Now, you go into a few routines, and you start out with the airlines.
Yes.
I remember what you said about first class.
Yes.
About, it took you a while to get to first class.
That's right.
But if you see Lunell somewhere, best believe she got there
that's how
first
I got
class.
There. Believe that.
I felt that to my soul because I had flown coach for so long. In fact, I remember during my brokest days, there was a girl I was messing with who worked for JetBlue.
Oh.
And she put me on her little buddy program.
Yeah.
So I would show up to the airport and I'd only fly if there was like an empty seat.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Which most times there are.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still at the airport going like,
sort
I don't
of
know.
like a standby.
You're standby, right. You don't know if you're going to make it or not.
Right.
I remember this one time on a coach flight, I fell asleep with my forehead on the seat in front of me.
Right.
And when I woke up, like my skin was peeling on my forehead. Because, it was just basically sitting on the seat for it was like cross country, like for 4 hours.
You was knocked out.
I was knocked out. And I used to always say during that time, I say, look, I don't care how much money I make. I'm never going to fly first class. It's a waste of money. You're going to the same place. A coach ticket could be $200 and the first class would be $2,000. Who would waste money like that? This is so stupid. These people are wasting their money. And I start flying first class.
And there's no going back.
And I've never gone back to coach.
Right. It's the
never ever. I would cancel the whole trip if I had to fly coach.
It's the curtain for me. I always wanted to be on the
other side of the curtain.
And then you're sitting back there hungry and you hear clink, 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 clink because they're having dinner.
Yes.
Up in first class. And, you know, I had to just get to that point, though, where I could command first class flights because, you know, if we do an all-in deal, we'll clearly buy our own first class flight. But if somebody's flying me, they must fly me and another person. Well, the other person don't have to fly first class, but I do.
Right.
Period. Or private.
Okay, I haven't got
No. You know, they got that jet suite. Do you know about jet suite?
I've heard about it.
Jet suite is like only 30 people.
Huh.
And it goes like, I go Vegas, LA, Vegas, San Francisco, Vegas, Oakland, Vegas, Phoenix on jet suite. That's just like being on a private plane.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't flown private. I flew private once.
And it, you know, it saves you the bullshit at the airport. It's what you're really paying for.
Right.
To not have to
be
do
at the airport.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but look, like when you said it, and I remember when you did the whole routine of watching people walk past you, which is like a first class thing as well, because you're in the front and everyone's going to the back.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt it to my soul because it took me a long time. Like I wasn't born into a family that flew first class.
Of course not.
We were broke.
Right.
Like, you know, I was, you know, lower middle class. To fly, period, was a big deal. And when I started getting my own money, I would fly coach. And at one point, when my money got better and I started flying first, I said, this is so nice. To be able, and I fly cross country a lot, so to be able to like...
Don't give me a pod. Those pods?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I be wanting to get straight naked up in there.
You know?
Sometimes they got the little
doors right there.
It's
no, I feel
nighttime. I might get naked up in here.
and the thing is that when you fly first, when you arrive, you're so much more rested.
Yeah.
You're rested. You're happy. You could do some work that night if necessary. You come off a cross-country coach trip.
Right.
You don't want to do nothing.
Right.
You hate the world. You're yelling at people.
Where's my luggage?
Where's my luggage? Oh, yeah. So
First
when you
class,
said
your
that...
luggage comes off
faster. Exactly. And, you know, you also, on your comedy special, you're talking about young men versus older men. You said the problem with older men, they're on that blood pressure medication, so they can't get hard. They have to decide
You're
whether
paraphrasing, but yeah.
Pretty much.
Right.
Saying, do you want to fuck or do you want to live?
Because you ain't going to do both.
You ain't going to do both. What do you prefer these days?
It's in terms of what?
Men.
What's
What's your age range?
My age range?
What's the youngest man you've had relations with in the past 5 years?
Probably like 25 years younger than me.
Okay. You could do the math, so they're in their 20s still.
I mean, late
20s?
maybe.
Would you sleep with an 18-year-old?
No.
Why not?
Because I think I got to draw the line somewhere.
That's the line? What's the line? What's too young for you?
I'm not going to be. First, it's not that I wouldn't fuck a 18-year-old or let one fuck me. It's just, do I really want to be naked in front of an 18-year-old? You know, I prefer a little more growner folks these days because we all got some of the same issues and shit like that. You know, I'm not really trying to, you know.
Okay. So what's the youngest that you would do?
29, 30.
29, 30. What's the oldest that you would do?
Like 55.
That's it. So you wouldn't do a 70 or 80-year-old?
I don't think so.
No. A little too old for you?
Yeah. Because I need assistance. I need people. I got a big house. I need people to run up the steps. Go get me this. Oh, I forgot that. Can you go get that? I can't get that with a 70, 80-year-old motherfucker. They be trying to send me up the goddamn steps. I'm not. No.
All right. And do you maintain a little stable?
I mean...
You said you had holes in different area codes. So. The special, your words, not mine.
Holes is subjective.
Yes.
That's subjective.
Right.
But I do have a good crew of really good friends. You know, social media. You know, I hang out with Al B and then other people.
Okay.
You know, they're really nice to be friends with.
You and Katt Williams have always been super close.
Yeah. I saw him last night.
Right.
Yeah.
I wish I could have made it. Yeah, I was invited, but I had too much stuff going on right now. But thank you for the invite.
He didn't come there.
Oh, he did?
No.
Oh, okay. It was a whole different affair.
Yeah,
Got it.
I went to him.
So, Boosie was on my show recently, and he said when he got out of prison, Katt Williams saw him and just gave him $15,000. You heard about this? And it wasn't like, hey, let me give you this giant $15,000 check. We're going to take this big picture together, and I'm going to put it on my Instagram, and I'm going to get all these likes. It was like they were at a show or something, and Katt just ran out and saw him in his car, ran out, threw like a towel filled with money, and just ran off without even acknowledging what just happened. Boosie looked in the towel, was like, it's like $15,000. And from what I understand, Katt is legendary for this type of behavior.
Absolutely. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
I never knew Katt Williams.
Oh, so he was a stranger?
I was a stranger.
He just walked up to you and said,
Nah. I got a call that morning. He had a show that night in New Orleans. This is when I first came home from prison. And he got in touch with my people and said, I want to give Boosie couple tickets to come to my show at the arena tonight. So me and my chick, we went to the arena and called me backstage, treated me like a king, man, and didn't give me nothing right then. I was getting in my car, pulling off. I was damn near pulling off, and he ran up with a rubber band and a towel. Huh, Boosie? And ran from the thing, ran back in the arena.
oh, didn't even see.
He didn't give me a chance to say thank you. He didn't. I thought it was weed. I thought it was weed because it was wrapped up tight. And my boy handed it back to me. And it was all 100, man. 15,000, bro.
Damn.
He do it all the time.
Yeah.
You know, if he's got it, somebody can get it because he's very generous and very kind in that way. And like you said, not braggadocious about it. Very quiet about it.
Yeah, Deion Cole, he hit me the other day. I don't think something that's happened to him, but he was just like, yo, people don't talk about this enough. Because I remember when I even interviewed Beanie Siegel, he gave Beanie a Lamborghini.
He's like Elvis.
Yeah. And then like he went to Beanie's block and like all these people started gathering, and he was saying how he had like his assistant bring out like 100,000 or something and just start giving out stacks of cash like it's nothing.
Shit, I watched Katt give away 200,000 on a block. In the neighborhood, just going knocking on doors and 10,000.
He would knock on people's doors and just give them money.
He knocked. I'm telling you what I
Just
saw.
ran people he did not know. That's crazy. Wow.
I saw this. So Katt, one lady came up this house and was like, oh, okay. He was asking her, was she all right? This, that, and the third. She was like, no, I ain't all right. I got to get this, that, and that done. And to my house and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, she said something about how she liked the Katt coat. He came right out the joint, full-length mink. Like him and all the security had mink coats. He made them take off their coats. He took off his coat, gave it to her. Somebody else came up, and then he was like, oh, he took the dogs, put them back on the bus, ran back on the bus, came out with a briefcase and gave the lady the money. He came back to the spot. Now people coming out, different houses and all that. He got the briefcase, went in there, put the money in his pocket, in his hoodie. And I believe, if not both of them, one of them big niggas took they coat off. He gave it to somebody. This was giving him money. Now, I know what money is. 10, 10, 10. He talking to me. He look, get him money. He go down the joint, he inquiring on houses. He trying to buy 3 houses on the block. He walk back up the block, go that way. By the time he came back, he had no money on. That was like 200. Easy, if not more.
I've seen it over and over again.
Why do you think that is? Because people are generous, but I feel like he's a different type of generous.
He's like the Pied Piper. And people gravitate to him anyway. And he just got a good heart, He's not who people think that he is. He's the sweetest guy. And like I said, very generous and compassionate. We all got our, limits and buttons that push us. But he has that side too. Very, 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 very sweet. I've actually never seen him turn down a photograph or back in the day or an autograph. I've never seen him say no. I've just never seen it. Maybe he has. I've never seen it.
Yeah, I don't know why people do that. Like, I feel like when I'm out, usually when I'm out, someone will ask me for a photo, and I always say yes.
I don't always say yes, and here's why.
Okay.
Number one, if I feel like I look busted on this day, I don't want to take a picture with you. I was just coming in to buy like Kotex or something.
Yeah.
And I'm not, it's not like I have to be like this to take a photo, but if I don't feel like it, I don't feel obligated, because we used to have something called a memory, and you meet people and you have your memory, and you can cherish that. Everything don't need to be proven. Look who I saw in the store today.
Yeah.
And also it's the way that somebody approached me. If somebody come up and say, "Oh, I really appreciate your talent, you made me laugh. Would you be so kind to take a photograph with me?" I'd be like, you know what? Okay, let's do it. Even if I do look busted, the motherfuckers would be like, bitch, I'm going to take a picture. Bitch, come on, let's take this picture. You loud, you making a scene.
Yeah.
No. And then also, like, if somebody comes to my show and they bring friends, I'll only take a picture with the person who brought them as well. Because if not, now this person's like, this is my friend, we cool, we kick it like that. I don't even know your ass, so let's keep it in context. You're here because your friend, my friend, brought you here, but I don't.
Yeah. Now, listen, like, the annoying part about what you're talking about being out, like, I feel like if I go out, I feel like I have to be somewhat camera ready. You know what I mean? Because
I do too, but
yeah.
Like,
sometimes you just want to be low key. You don't want to be.
Sometimes I just am. If I'm going to get a massage, what the fuck? I probably ain't got no bra on or nothing. I'm just going to get a massage. Do I want to take a picture with someone with no bra on? No.
I feel you.
And bitches will bother me at the spa too. I'm naked, bitch. Like, what are you doing? Don't talk to me now.
Right. The other annoying part, I mean, it's not really annoying, but it's a little annoying, is that if I'm ever out at a restaurant and the waiter knows who I am, I always feel like I have to then over tip. I don't want to be like the cheap tipper,
And don't be.
Vlad only gave me 15%. So I was like, here's her 25, 30%.
Just do it, because these poor hustling waiters and shit.
I don't mind. Like I said, it's not really annoying, but it's like, okay, now I got to over tip because this is going to be this person's impression of me.
I'm always the motherfucker buying the whole entire squad dinner.
Yeah.
I do that. And whatever level of notoriety that you have in the street, times it times 10.
Yeah.
That's me.
Oh, yeah.
This is like a light bulb on my head.
Yeah.
And we went to the passport office, I had on a baseball cap, shades, a mask, a hoodie. And I walked up, security said, "Oh, what's up, Lunell?" I hadn't even opened my mouth. So I get spotted all the time.
Yeah.
Our little disguises do not work.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I'm behind the camera. You got to be like a real VladTV fan.
Right.
Which I
but
like.
Not after your recent interviews, though.
Yeah. I mean, it got a little worse. But, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I can't complain that people like what I do. And, this is why we do it. You're doing it for the viewers. Ultimately, that's who your real target audience is.
That's all I care about.
Yeah.
That's probably what did help me back a little bit, because I just care about the people. I'm not the industry bitch. I don't play the game right all the time.
True. Well, speaking of Boosie, he went viral recently because he told his daughter's boyfriend that he could cheat on her, but he can't beat on her. What's your take on that?
I don't think that's something he should be telling any boy involved with his daughter that it's okay to do. I think he should be doing the opposite. If you cheat on my motherfucking daughter, I'll blow your goddamn brains out type shit. Not the other way.
Well, I spoke to him about this. He was on my show recently.
And don't beat on her.
Right. He explained it like this. He said, when it comes to the relationship between your child and whoever that child is dating, that's between them.
That's right.
He's not going to get involved in their relationship.
But
Because, well, hold on. Because one person got caught cheating, you get involved, and the next week they're back together again.
Yeah,
And, you know, you've just gone through all this nonsense for them to say, we don't care, we're over it, and now you're whatever. So whatever goes on in that situation in terms of cheating, whatever else, that's their business. As a father, he's not going to get involved. But if he puts his hands on her, then he's going to go see that guy. Then it becomes a real problem.
Right.
And that's what he meant by it.
She DM'd me like, Dad, I want you to meet my new boyfriend. Be nice. Cause me and my daughter, we like this. Like,
Yeah.
I talk to her about my relationships, like, we like this. So, you know, that's a motto I got for my kids. Like, you know, if somebody cheating on my daughter, I'm not getting in that.
Why would you?
I'm not getting in that. That's a relationship.
Yeah.
I'm not going every time. If every time somebody cheat on your daughter, you going to jail if you going to talk to somebody about it. I don't get in that. You know, that cheating, all that, they'll be back together tomorrow.
Right.
Real shit, man.
Right.
You heard what he
And you
fought to
got
say?
charges on you.
Yeah, he fought to say you'll be back in jail. He zoos and
They're
wow.
visiting you in jail as a couple.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, I never got, and I got that from the old heads. You know, you don't get in that. Now, if he put her hands on her, now that's my problem. That's her protector.
no, you cannot say to a boy involved with your daughter, it's okay if you break her heart. You can't say to this fool, you can cheat on her, but don't beat on her. It's not an either or.
Yeah.
Don't do that and don't do that neither.
Well, I think what he's saying, I don't think he's saying it's okay to cheat on her, but he said, if you do, I'm not going to get involved. Would you get involved if your daughter's boyfriend cheated on her?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
What would you do?
I would confront him about it. If I found out about it, it's out. How did
Okay.
I find out?
Because
It's not like,
she told you.
oh, well, if she came and told me
Yes.
and she told me not to confront him, then I would not.
But if
But
she
if she
just
came
told you, you would go out your way to go confront
You
this guy?
motherfucking right.
I don't know about that
Because
one.
we just want to know why. Every bitch wants to know why. Any motherfucker that cheats on any bitch, the bitch wants to know why. Why?
But
Why did you do it?
Isn't that between them?
But don't talk to me about it then.
People talk to a lot of people.
Yeah, daughters talk to mothers.
Yeah.
So if I asked her about him and she told me that's one thing, that's not what you said. She came and voluntarily told me.
Yeah, but people vent. You know what I'm saying? People just
And?
vent. People vent. I mean, listen, you're going to mother the way you're going to mother.
That's right.
I respect it. I'm not saying you're not right. I'm just saying
But if
that
she
how
say
often...
if she say don't, then I won't. Mom, I'm telling you this in confidence. Please don't say nothing to me. Then I won't. But if you don't say that, I'm up in there.
You have tattoos on your hands. You got
Yeah, I have
Prince,
7.
Prince on one hand,
Yeah.
and Michael Jackson's
I'm gonna
bad.
ask you on the, yeah.
Michael Jackson's bad on the other.
Right.
Why bad as opposed to, I don't know, Thriller or Off the Wall? Is it because you just like the term bad and you thought it would look cool, or is it because that album is the album that you love the most?
No, none of that. I wanted originally Michael's went up on his toes emblem.
Right.
But it was too hard to make the socks be sparkly. That involved a lot of little detail, little diamondy shit, and we wasn't trying to do that. And then I wanted to get the hat, you know, when he does like this. Mm-hmm. But bad, I like the graffiti of it from the album. And also, I'm the original bad girl of comedy anyway. So bad represents Michael and my brand at the same time. And I got the Michael tattoo because when George Floyd and everybody got murdered, there was a lot of unrest, and it was very painful for Black people to be going through this bullshit again. And we was also like in the Rona, I think, a little bit too. And it felt like we was in a revolution. So Prince had a band called The Revolution. So I wanted to get this on my microphone hand so that I would not forget that era and that time in my life. Then I felt bad because I felt like I was cheating on Michael, because I did love Michael first before I loved Prince. I loved Michael since the Jackson 5. And all through my life, my era, everybody was always pitting Michael and Prince. Michael and Prince, pick one. Who do you like better? Who's better this? Who's better that? You know, on magazines and everything. And so I just thought it would be nice to have both of them.
Who'd you like better? You're not gonna say?
Well, no, see, that's a trick
I like Michael
question.
Jackson better.
There's a trick.
I like Prince as well, but Michael Jackson I just thought was a better artist.
Well, okay.
Had better songs. I'll put it like this. I think Michael had better songs than Prince.
Okay. In some cases, yes. And in some cases, Prince had better songs than Michael. Prince is a more accomplished musician.
I got it.
By far. Michael was a little bit more iconic.
He needed a producer.
To me.
Yeah.
But he went to this mega shit level that Prince had it, but Michael had it. Like Michael had the whole world in a grip in a grip like this.
Yeah.
You know, from Asia to Indonesia to everywhere. And Prince as well, but it was almost like we were more fun, you know. Prince
was less international than Michael.
Yeah, his shit is more specific.
Yeah, he's more of an American artist. Michael was a global icon.
Yeah.
And I just don't think Purple Rain was as good as Thriller.
Well,
I know there's a debate.
You mean the song?
The songs. Yeah.
I like Thriller better.
Yeah. Do you like Thriller better than Off the Wall?
No.
You liked Off the Wall better?
I really liked Off the Wall.
Yeah, I like Thriller better. But then again, I'm a little bit younger, so Off the Wall was a little bit before my time.
Okay.
Thriller was when I actually bought that album.
That's when him and Quincy got together.
Exactly.
And that's what changed the game.
Yeah.
Michael was already a game changer.
But not like
when he got with Quincy and they did Off the Wall, that shit blew. Like, you remember when the Chronic came out?
Yeah.
And you remember how massive that was? Every car was playing that shit.
That was
every car, like I remember.
Was Off the Wall?
No, I was talking about the Chronic. But that kind of mania is what happened when Off the Wall came out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Off the Wall, everybody was playing everything, and they had back-to-back hits on that album too.
Yeah. You know, and from what I heard, I remember QD3, Quincy Jones' son, told me this. Because Quincy did Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad. And then that was it.
Yeah.
They never worked together again.
Right.
And from what QD3 told me was that after Bad, Michael would sneak into the studio and was producing records himself behind Quincy's back. And when Quincy found out about it, he said, we're not working together ever again. And Michael would beg him and beg him and beg him. He said, nah, we're done. It's like this type of, which I think is a little bit of bullshit on Quincy's, side. Because it's like, you got 3 of the biggest albums of all time. And, who cares?
Ain't no telling what Quincy thought. I'm still, I wish that Kadada would do the interview I want her to do.
About Tupac?
Yes.
Because that's who he was with the night he got killed.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, one of your early movies, That's My Boy, with Adam Sandler, Vanilla Ice, Todd Bridges, who I recently interviewed,
James Caan, Tony Orlando, Coach Rex Ryan, Sierra, a lot of people in it.
What year was this?
Probably 10 years ago.
2012. 11 years ago. Yeah, I remember this movie. Was this your first movie or your first big budget?
It was my first Adam Sandler movie.
Adam Sandler movie.
I did 3.
You did 3. Exactly. What was it like to work with Adam Sandler?
Great.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's just a guy. He's just a guy. He played basketball with the guys in between, like turn the sets around. He put my daughter on her first class flight to come to Boston to be with me while I was filming. He let my girlfriend Lisa be on staff as my massage therapist because I was being a stripper. So every day I had to go to Gold's Gym to take pole classes, and she was wearing a bitch out. And it was like, okay. No, he was just really, really cool. Really cool. Regular degler.
Never met him. I'm a big fan, though.
Yeah,
I've always been.
crazy,
I've loved,
creative, crazy, inappropriately hilarious, because that's my boy. It don't get no more. Between Borat and that movie, those are the two most shocking things I've done.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I thought Hidden Gems was brilliant. I'm surprised it didn't win more awards. It didn't win anything, I don't think. But I thought that was,
and these comedies, they don't never win.
you know?
Yeah.
But we had Miguel A. Nunez on our show recently.
My baby.
And he talked about you. He was roasting you.
Well,
actually.
I did his interview.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And he said,
What did he say about me?
he said all the movies that you guys did together flopped because of you.
Ain't that a bitch? So I've done some projects with you before, and ain't none of them never flew. Now, why?
It's you, babe.
God damn it, I knew it.
Because
You
when
just
I'm in it without
confirmed.
you, they fly.
just confirmed.
It's got to be you, though. That's all I can say.
I'm trying to think, what the fuck movie have we ever done together? We ain't never even done no movies together, Miguel, dumbass.
Wait, you haven't?
No.
So why did he say that?
Because he's a liar. Look.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
We've
So
never
you
done
got to
any
even do any
movies
movies.
together.
Why would he even say that?
Because he just bullshitting you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, he just crazy.
All right.
See, first of all, I don't do flops.
You've never had a movie flop.
Well, there's flop and there's flop. You know, I mean, like people would say Soul Plane was a flop, but not to me.
Well, I think maybe in the
I've done a
in
lot
the
of little black
theaters,
shit that the white
yeah.
folks don't know about, but I've done white shit that the black folks don't know about.
Well, right. I mean, I think something like a Soul Plane, I think probably in the theaters it didn't do well, but then when you looked at what
Right,
happened
so
over
I've done
time,
stuff like that. So
yeah, it's. I think
if
it's
you want
made
to
back
call
its
those
money.
flops, you can, but they're not necessarily flops.
Yeah, because Soul Plane wasn't that was one of Kevin Hart's first movies, also.
Mm-hmm.
Now look at him.
Mm-hmm.
Now look at him. You know, one of the big dogs. I just saw the thing that he did with Chris Rock. That was interesting.
Headliners only.
Headliners only. Yeah, and Dave Chappelle showed up
Mm-hmm.
at the big Madison Square Garden show. Yeah, it was a dope little.
I worked with them at the same time, Chappelle and Chris Rock,
on what?
in Madison Square Garden.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean it's dope to see Chris sort of talk about his ascension, you know, and how in the beginning he was like just broke. He was still living with his
The
parents.
best thing is the old footage.
Yeah, exactly.
The old footage backs up all the story. You can see the evolution of this person, just like, you know, my old footage and stuff.
Oh yeah, I'd love to see that at the end of the Netflix special. They showed you, you know, with your baby girl. I'm like, oh, okay,
I know.
love it. What's your take on Sexy Red?
You know, I don't know. Is that the one with the pussy pink booty hole brown person?
Yes, that is her.
Oh, I think that's
Who's pregnant
right.
now?
Yeah, well,
Who's performing pregnant every
listen,
night?
Ask me about the whispers or the spinners or some shit like that. I don't know nothing about no motherfucker. Sexy Red is out of my league. I tend to try to block some of the ratchetness out. I just can't.
Well, she is the queen of ratchetness right now.
Well,
She's
that's
the
because we live in a
absolute queen.
ratchet ass world. Look at the people. Look at who the youth gets to look up to. Sexy fucking Red.
Yeah, it's funny because I remember I was talking to Boosie about her, and I was like, you would think that, because she's like hot to death right now, right? She's like the hottest female rapper. She goes and gets pregnant right at like, as she's on her climb up. You would think that someone would say, hey, you know, I got my career to think about. I'm going to get an abortion. But no, she's literally performing with a half top, with her belly out. And Boosie's like, well, that's how hood chicks do it. A hood chick will be like, no, I'm going to keep this baby and I'm going to have my career. I'm surprised that she actually is keeping the baby right now. You would think that it'd be a time, you know what I mean? Like, I'm pro-choice, but if a woman doesn't want to get an abortion, she don't have to get one. But if there's ever a time to get one, this would be a good time because she needs to maximize this run that she's on right now. You don't know how long this run is going to last.
That's what everybody else would do. That's what all the other ones would do. You just say she different. This is a street bitch. This is street bitch. I'm going to get money regardless, but I ain't getting rid of my baby. I'm finna get money and turn
have
up
a baby,
and have a baby. Two for one.
2 for 1.
The baby going to have everything I wanted to give her. That's what Nikki will do. That's what another one will do because it seems like the right thing to do when you on that high horse.
Yeah.
But street bitches don't give a damn about none of that. I done got this damn money. You don't see her?
Yeah, the camera, the
like,
money
well,
phone.
I'm here. I ain't going nowhere.
Right.
That's how my street bitch, I done been around once we up. Hey, look.
Yeah.
I ain't never been this high. People, I ain't going nowhere.
Right, with a baby and all.
With the baby
2
and all.
babies with 2 baby fathers. Fuck it.
It don't matter.
One of them in jail. Fuck it.
It don't matter. Bro.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
And she's been doing it. And she's still doing sold out shows and
Like you said earlier, asses in the seats.
asses in the seats. Exactly. Well, I just want to leave you with this. I wasn't going to say anything about this because this was something you and I handled in private, but you had actually posted at one point all the people that helped you out during COVID. It was like Jamie Foxx. Who else?
Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon.
George Wallace.
George Wallace.
I think George Lopez.
George Lopez.
And a couple of others. You included.
And DJ Vlad as well.
You included.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't do it for, you know, I mean, at the
And
time.
I didn't post it when it happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Like 2 years later.
Yeah. I mean,
On a story, I think. Not even
yeah,
on-
exactly. Because it was like when COVID hit, a lot of people I knew, like yourself, got hit hard.
Yeah,
Because
they
suddenly you couldn't
always
tour.
say have 6 months worth of savings and stuff. Nobody said 2 years worth.
Yeah.
And if the clubs were open, there's no work and the bills still coming.
Exactly.
So.
I mean, a few of the comedians, I'm going to not name any names because they never said anything either, but like the comedians I knew that I was rocking with, the regular guests, they were fucked up because this was an unexpected situation.
Yeah.
And with your situation, it was like, well, you didn't actually even ask me for anything. You just
Right.
said, I'm going through it right now and so helped me out. So you and you were doing some interviews for me. And I remember you had told me, oh, so-and-so lent you the money. It'll lent you some money. So I'm like, you know something? I'm just going to grossly overpay you for
the Shaka Khan interview.
For the Shaka Khan interview, exactly. Because we had agreed on one fee. But I'm like...
And you're a super fan.
And I'm a super fan.
Yeah.
I was
you
there.
You was in a good-ass motherfucking mood.
I was there when it happened.
You was in a...
I
was.
Yeah, there's pictures of us all hugged up on her, all happy.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know something? I'm just going to vastly overpay you for this interview and just, you're not going to owe me nothing. Like, here's a thank you.
But you know what? No, I appreciated it because, number one, you didn't have to do it. Number two, I didn't ask for it.
Yeah.
Number three, I appreciated it and I needed it.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was going through some, cancel kind of culture thing during that time. And a lot of people around me that I thought were my friends ended up turning on me and becoming my enemies. You know what I'm saying? And you were one of the few people that never did that. You know what I'm saying? You always stood by me. You continued to do interviews. You never badmouthed me. You never jumped on the bandwagon when you could have. When you absolutely could have. And you probably
Because the people who did that to you were my friends as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like...
Yeah. And you stood your ground and you continued to do my show and everything else like that. So that meant a lot to me at that time. So I was like, okay, like this person is looking out for me. I have to look out for this person. It's not even an option. I just had to figure out how I was going to do it. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't just going to lend it to you and then you feeling like, nah, I don't want this money back. Like, you know what I mean? Like we were doing well financially at the time, even with all the bullshit that was happening.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, here, just take this. if you ever need anything else, just holler at me. But you never hollered at me again about it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And you have offered me the use of your studio.
Yeah.
If I ever need it or anything like
Yeah.
that. I mean, you know, what you go through with other motherfuckers, that's you and other motherfuckers' problems. You know, I fuck with who fucks with me.
Yeah.
And you know, you be straight with me, I be straight with you.
Yeah.
Other people got other issues and agendas. I've never been the type of bitch to jump on a bandwagon. I sort of just do my own thing.
Yeah.
You know, so far so good.
Yeah. And in the world of social media, some people can't take the social media backlash. They may know the person and their relationship with that person is solid, but because social media and a bunch of strangers that they don't even know are in their DMs saying, oh, why are you doing this? Why you should be doing X, Y, and Z. And they let that pressure overrun an actual relationship, which to me has always been crazy. Now, if I don't know the person, I might jump on the bandwagon. But if I know the person, like, look, if me and Puffy were like really friends, I would not say anything about Puffy. If we really had a close relationship, I've interviewed him once. I ran into him once or twice. I don't know Puffy from a can of paint at the end of the day. If he saw me, I don't even know if he'd recognize me. But like, if I know you, how the hell am I going to let social media affect our actual relationship? It makes no sense. It's dumb to me.
People, first of all, I have been drugged before. It's not fun, but I found this out. You can't be cyberbullied if you don't read the shit.
Right.
There's a delete all button where your DMs are, and you can hit that and hit that and hit that. If it take 3 weeks to hit them all. Just don't read the shit. Yeah. And then you won't be under pressure. And if you're just like when we were talking about the relationships, if you do know a person and you know them in real life, you should talk to people in real life, not through this social media shit.
Yeah.
I think real people do that. And I think celebrities just be on social media with the bullshit. For people that want to be whatever.
Yep.
Because I still talk to people face to face.
Yeah.
You know, pull up. Got a problem with me.
Exactly. Just want to say before I let you go, you actually made your Broadway debut. You're making
yet.
it? Not
yes,
yet.
Yes.
Okay, for Chicago.
Yeah, the longest running play in, I think, theatrical history in New York, Chicago.
Yes.
I am going to, at some point, hopefully in January, be making my Broadway debut and appearing in the beginning of the play. Sort of
on Broadway, not
yes,
off Broadway,
no,
not that little,
Broadway.
Little small little theater on 49th or whatever. No, like
not
Broadway,
off Broadway, on Broadway.
The major, biggest, longest running play on actual Broadway.
Yes.
You sent that to me. That I saw the video where they surprised you.
Yes.
To let you know. Thought that was really dope.
Yeah.
That's how we're going to end it. Lunell, always a pleasure. Congratulations. Everyone watch the new Lunell Netflix special, Town Business.
Business.
And looking forward to what else you got coming up. Peace.
Awesome.